So I'm here with Alexei Sayle. Alexei, what's it like being back in Liverpool? Do you get the chance to come up here?
Yeah,
often?
no, I do. But this is my first time in the refurbished Epstein Theatre, so that's interesting.
Growing up in Liverpool, how did that influence your opinions and your views?
Well, I think obviously humour is, humour is what Liverpool people have decided to do. What it was, as people in Edinburgh have decided to do insurance, and it was so there was always a very strong, there was a strong impetus to be funny in Liverpool, which you don't get, in Leeds or somewhere. So that was it, and then I guess the kind of political background that both my parents were in the Communist Party.
Right.
So that was that opened, that introduced me to a lot of absurdity and surrealism and hypocrisy and insanity.
I know.
So that formed me.
And obviously you've done so many different things. You're an author, you're a journalist, actor. When you were growing up, did you know which one that you really wanted to do, or did you just think?
I just knew I was going to be special.
Yeah.
That's all. But in what way? Who could predict? I just knew I had a mission. Only child,
Really?
Dominance, dominant mother, absent father. It's a recipe either for a psychopath or a comedian.
And we've seen a documentary that you did in 2008, wasn't it? About your relationship with the city, and it was I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really honest. Yeah. And how did you come about doing that documentary?
Well, it was because of obviously the capital of culture, but they through a series of accidents to BBC, I ended up doing it. Really, I don't think I've ever done anything for them since, but but I was determined not to make a film, that was honest about Liverpool, as you say, not one that necessarily pandered to that kind of, but all great, we're fantastic.
Because you touched on loads of quite, you hit a lot of subjects that people probably tiptoe around, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think because you're from Liverpool and you've moved away and whatever, it was honest. You had the different view, do you know what I mean? Outsider and insider's perspective.
Yeah. No, it's safe if you don't live here. It's a more interesting. For me, it's a more interesting thing, and I think for the intelligent viewer, it's also a more satisfying experience to watch something that's not, doesn't pander to any kind of dishonesty.
Yeah. And when you were burning the copies of the Sun at the end,
well, that was funny. It was very funny. That was the newsagent. Of course, he wasn't the newsagent. He was only minding the shops. So it was all right for him.
But today you're here and you're hosting the Funny Arabs event.
One of the causes that I've been involved with all my adult life really has been Palestine. Partly because I'm Jewish myself, and I think but I think it's the situation, the plight of the Palestinian people is a particular kind of immoral tragedy. And so I think it's important for right-minded Jewish people to speak out.
Well, I'm looking forward to it anyway. So thank you very much
for
speaking to us.
You're welcome.
And what's next for you? What are you doing at the moment?
Well, I've just done a little. I haven't done stand-up in the UK for 17 years, but I just did a little. It's shocking.
Why not? Did you get bored of it?
Yeah. Well, I just did a little tour, just like a tiny little tour, clubs and stuff, and that's why my voice is going. I've just finished that, and then I'm doing 3 weeks in a theatre in London in January. So that's the next thing, and then apart from that, there's my column in the
I've seen your
Telegraph.
Your blogs as
my
well.
blogging, but also any idiot can have a blog. But but I'm most proud of my work as a motoring journalist for the Daily Telegraph.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, and it was lovely to meet you. Click on one of my other videos on screen to check out where else I've been.